cleared the ball. We had fun out there. And they're a tough team to play against, but we responded.
You think you found something with that CJ Trey lineup in there and JV in the post?
Yeah, we're going to continue to explore. You know, when you're missing BI and as much as he brings to our team, this is where we have to kind of go back to the drawing board and see what lineups work, see what groups can be on the floor together, and continue to work on it from there.
Traditionally, this team responds very well after a loss. What brings that toughness, that mentality, you think?
It's the care factor, and that's what you want. You want guys that care, that compete. We try to continue to look at big picture, and even though we had a tough loss against Orlando, we were 7-2 in this set of 10. We kind of break the season up in tens. So we had a chance to go 8-2, which we did tonight. And incredible effort by our bench. They didn't have a great game against Orlando, but they came out tonight and they responded right away. Jose, Najee, Larry, you know, Trey and JV are kind of going back and forth, but collectively as a group, it was a big-time win for us.
It was a pretty low-scoring game early on. CJ was scoreless in that first quarter, and then he just took off from there. What did you see from him on the offensive end, and how important was his scoring just to lift up everybody else?
We needed CJ scoring tonight. He was huge for us, and his decision-making was huge. Like you said, he struggled a little bit earlier, and we were just pressing, right? Not having BI, not having our normal lineups in the game, pressing a little bit, and then we settled into the game and started to just make simple plays over and over. And then CJ got it going. We got stops. We got out in the open floor, and he hit big shot after big shot, especially kind of late in that third and fourth quarter.
And Jose and Najee are guys who thrive off emotion, right? And plenty of reasons to be emotional tonight, but just the focus they had and just the consistent production they brought, how big was that tonight? It
was huge. Jose and Najee they're our energy guys and emotional leaders on our team. And when they bring it like they do, you know, it galvanizes the group. And it was fun to see. It was fun to see those guys respond after not having the game that they wanted to have last night.
Coach, it felt like both teams were trying to pack the paint against each other tonight. You know, the Heat are very much known for that, and you guys have been a great team all year. And it feels like you guys kind of responded the best, where you guys, you know, hit the three, you hit the mid-range, kind of pack the paint and see who wins.
I know that they do that well. They pack the paint. They make you kick the ball. We talked about it, watched it in film. We try to do the same, protect the paint, make sure we contest shots at a high rate. For us, it's about, no matter what teams are doing, continuing to make simple plays. So that's attacking the paint, keeping the floor spread it. After watching Orlando, we felt like we could be better in that area. Our spacing, keeping the floor open so passing lanes are there. We had a few turnovers early in the game, but once we cleaned.
Willie, a couple of things you said pregame that you thought there would be some added emotion given what happened last time. Is now that it's over, is it fair to safely conclude that there was a little extra?
For sure, it was a little extra. And our guys wanted to respond, and that's the deal. That's what makes this fun. That's what makes sports fun, is you get a little trash talking back and forth, and then you get to go out on the floor and compete against each other. And that's what it was tonight. It was two teams competing, trying to make plays for their teams, and we're grateful to be on the winning side.
Kind of a big picture deal, but I know you're going to say you don't care. But the way you guys defend the leadership of CJ, BI, Zion, the star power you have, nobody talks about you guys. How much does that bother you?
I don't care.
I know you don't. But if you weren't going to say that, what would you say?
No, that's not our focus. Obviously, it's on It's on being the best versions of ourselves and reaching our potential as a team. And if no one's talking about us, that's fine. Let's continue to keep our heads down. Let's work. Let's stay together. Let's promote a beautiful brand of basketball. Let's have fun doing it, but let's work hard and compete. And that's what our guys are doing and our staff. So it's been fun navigating through it this season.
Zion only 4 points tonight. Obviously, you talked about the way they were packing the paint. You got to the point where you just sat in the whole fourth quarter. I'm sure that wasn't easy when BI doesn't play. I guess how did y'all kind of come to that conclusion? And were there discussions with him on the bench about that ultimate decision?
No, Z's. He the other guys in the game had it going. They had momentum. You try to leave those groups in. We thought about bringing them back, but around the time that he would come back, we were kind of putting the game away. So that's what that was, and he totally understands it. Okay, thank you.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Pelicans annihilate the Heat 111-88 in the game. And listen, man, I was tuned into this one, man. I was jacked. And I knew, man, I was like, man, I just love the energy they played with. After watching the Orlando game and how they responded, we talked about this in the previous stream. Could they have been overlooking Orlando, looking at Miami? It was totally different in energy, but we'll talk about that day. But, man, let me get this going right here, man. After a win like that, this is what
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
That's how you drive. Shout out to Jimmy Butler.
Don't poke the bear, do you think? Like, kind of with this tension and the way everything kind of goes down, do you think you'll carry a little bit of that tension into the next game?
Oh, the next time we play them?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. We'll beat them the next time too. We're just a better team. I'm not going to say that they're not a good team, but I don't think this really matters. I think that, when we get them on our home court, it's going to be a different game. I hope that they're healthy, and it's going to be the same outcome.
Yes, indeed. No, Jimmy, absolutely not. It's not going to be the same outcome. This time around, the Pelicans laid the smack down, man. We in this thing. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show in the media feed, man. Listen, man, great win by the Pelicans, man. We're going to delve into some of these statistics. We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it, baby. And then ultimately, we're going to kind of get ready for the Pistons matchup, get y'all tuned up and ready for the Pistons matchup after the Pelicans responded in a fantastic way. I absolutely love this. I love what Willie did with that zone, just neutralized with everything they had got going. CJ, listen, Najee, Jose were tuned in. 30 points, fam, off the bench from Jose and Najee, man. They were tuned in on this one. Zion, 4 points tonight, and we still smacked the Heat down like this. Was Zion scoring 4 and BI not there, fam? Come on now. Come on, man. You got to give Willie some credit tonight in the Pelicans, man. It was a team performance. That defense was there. Everything, man. But like I said, early on, kind of a little dusty, but in that second quarter, everything just smoothed out. The Pelicans saying, we got this, and ran away with it. So shout out to our Pelicans tonight. Shout out to the flock. Y'all hit the like buttons. We're going to bring everybody in this thing. Shout out to you as well. Lexxah's in the building, man. Shout out to my girl, Lex. Lex, listen, let's delve into some of these statistics in just a second, but let me get some of your thought processes on this Pelican smackdown of Spoelstra and especially Jimmy Butler's fat mouthing off about what they're going to do to the Pelicans. No, sir. We responded in kind.
Well, it's really something because let me start off with this, go off of what you were saying with Jose and Najee. They had 30 points, and this is collective between the two of them. They had 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. They went 12 from 22, 12 for 22, and 5 for 9 from behind the arc. So they were balling. They definitely came with it. And it's not just them. You know, CJ had a heck of a night. Trey had a heck of a night. Herb had a heck of a night. And I will say that Willie did his thing on the night. I noticed something very different, something that was out of character for him. And that was he left Jonas Valanciunas in the game. He
Yo,
played
Lex. Yo, Lex.
JV.
Yo, Lex. He heard you.
Yeah, I was, you know, I was gonna say that he did, man. JV, he opted to play with JV, and I'm so glad because it was a huge mismatch. They had nobody to guard him. You're talking about Bam. Bam is not a 5. He plays the 5, but he's not a 5. You
Right.
know, so you have a big 7-footer, and what did I say just on last night? I said you cannot teach
Can't
height.
teach height. That's right.
You can't teach it, and it was shown on tonight. And I'm so glad Willie made that adjustment. He didn't hesitate. Antonio Daniels, they were talking about it as well. Like, man, I mean, they should be going to Jonas like every single time. I know Zion, he didn't have the greatest night, but you know what? I kind of feel like that was a huge diversion for the Heat. I don't know if you all noticed, but Zion wasn't attacking the paint like he was against Orlando.
Right.
I think in this game, I kind of feel like he was really looking. Obviously, they were in the boxes and elbows, and I would have loved him being more acclimated, more engaged in the game. Now, defensively, he was still doing things. Like, you know, he was guarding Jimmy, guarding Bam, getting blocks. He didn't let anybody get um backdoor cuts. I think he's really been really locked in on that because that has killed him in the past. But I like the fact that he did not force anything. I mean, and one thing about this game, and this is something that you do like to see, is that the team really stepped up. You know, Zion's been playing like really, really well these last few games. Not only that, he's been getting beat up, y'all. He has been getting beat up. And I kind of wonder if that may have had an effect on him, you know, going into the paint on tonight. Maybe not. Maybe he just saw that, hey, guys have it going. Let me kind of, you know, let guys and not, you know, try to force anything or do anything like that to get other, you know, other guys, you know, have their night. CJ, he needed a night like this. CJ, we know he hasn't been playing well. CJ actually did pretty solid on defense as well. You know, just rotations, guys getting to their spots. I do feel like, you know, there was a couple of moments where CJ, he was dribbling too much, but I mean, he was making more positive things happen than negative things. So it was a landslide in that department. But he really did his thing. CJ really came to life. Really stepped up to the plate. Everybody did. Trey stepped up to the plate. Herb, I mean, we already know what Herb's going to give you every single night. Jose and Najee. I mean, I think they had their own two-man game thing, you know, going on. They really stepped it up, and you know they definitely didn't forget. So just I'm really glad the team really stepped up in this game because this really allowed to show that, hey, you know, other guys, when we have our guys, everybody going, it makes this team that much more of a threat. I mean, you're talking about not having, you know, Zion have it. He didn't have the best game, and he was on the floor for basically 3 quarters, and this team blew Miami out. A solid team, a team that's trying to do things. This was not a below 500 team. Miami is a very credible team, and they had their stars. Their stars were out there, and they were a whole lot more engaged and acclimated in the game than Zion was. And obviously, Bi was out, but Jimmy was out there, Bam was out there. And hey, I guess Jimmy, he might have forgot what he said or something, because you there wasn't a lot of, this game really was not physical. I do feel like the game was played at Miami's pace, because just looking at the score, it did have their pace, but it also showed that Pelicans were able to beat them at their own game. So early on, it was rough. It was hard to watch. A lot of turnovers to start off with. The rhythm wasn't there. Just basic passes, down low. But the game kind of picked up once. I think Najee and Jose checked into the game. I think they really came in and they really helped the game, and just picked everything up. But this was a good win. We're gonna need this. Like, you're talking about, not, obviously Dyson Daniels is out. Bi is gonna be out for at least 2 weeks. So we're going to need guys to step up. Gonna need it. And every game is not, I don't expect every game to be just like this, but this was a good game for the role players to really get acclimated and, like, look, like, it's not going to be like this every single night. The matchups are going to change. The energy may be different. The vibe may be different. Somebody else may have it going. But the thing is that some way, form, or fashion, the whole team each player has to be a threat. And I'm really glad that, Willie read this game. He read the vibe and the flow of this game, and it needed Jonas, not Larry Nance. Even though Larry did do well in this game, JV was the bigger fish. Like, we really needed his activity. And so I'm really glad that that move was made. And that does speak volumes, because we know that JV, his production has gone down. Or not his production, but his minutes. Excuse me, his minutes.
Right. Yeah, we cataloged that the last matchup against Orlando. But we showed the log list of his minutes since the Indiana Pacer game is been down. In this matchup, Lex, this is the first time since that Pacer matchup that he had as many minutes as he had tonight. 22 minutes for Big V, 8 points, 10 rebounds, but plus 14. He was perfect tonight. He was 4 for 4 tonight for Valanciunas. Almost a double-double for him in 22 minutes of action. Very effective for Valanciunas in the time frame in which, and how, in the manner they used him. Very good. Very good adjustment there. And like I said, credit to credit to PPR, man. We've been kind of harping on that whole situation. Good to see that they're listening. All right. Yeah. Good to see. All right, so let's touch on some of these team statistics. To be honest with you, man, I absolutely gotta love with the Pelicans. The first quarter, not so much shaking, but that second quarter and through the rest of the game, Pelicans say, "Man, we got this." They made that adjustment. The zone and everything. But statistically speaking, the Pelicans shot 51.2% tonight, 42 of 82 from the field, from downtown. They were 50% from downtown tonight. Very good game for the Pelicans shooting it. 18 of 36. They were 18 to 36 from downtown for 50%. Now, they didn't let them go to the foul line very much. 12 attempts, 9 out of 12 for 75% flat. They gave the Heat 13 of 15 for almost 87%. Man, the Pelicans had 56 rebounds tonight. 56 against the Miami Heat, 34. Assisted. That's crazy. 25 assists to 22 for our Pelicans. Turnovers, they had 13 turnovers, 11 of which, where I think it was what they had, like what, 8 or 9 of them early in the the bulk of them was they had 12 of them first half alone and 1 in the second half. So the light went on and they just turned everything off because they knew the Heat was feeding off those turnovers. And when they gave them nothing to feed on, they just starved out and the Pelicans stumped on them. So anyway, shout out to that. 13 out of 13 versus 8 on the fast point, points in the paint 38-30. Let's kind of cross over to the individual statistics. You thinking that with Zion being in there, he had 25 minutes. Zion didn't score a bucket. I don't think until the second half. He had 4 points tonight, man. 4 points, and they stumped the Heat with Zion scoring 30 for CJ leading the effort in 35 minutes, 12 of 21, 6 of 12 from downtown. He was cooking. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, plus 14. He was involved defensively. He was out there actually, diving around, making plays, playing defense. CJ was engaged. He did a very good job defensively as well as offensively. He was in his bag tonight. 30 points from him in this thing. 14 from Trey Murphy in the starting role from BI. 30 minutes, 4 of 11. He was 4 of 9 from downtown, had 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He finished with 14 points plus 7 on the plus minus. And really, Herb Jones had 10, 3 on the rebounds. But man, if you look at the bench, 2 guys off the bench made a world of difference tonight for the Pelicans. Jose Alvarado and Najee Marshall combined for 30 points off the bench with 14 rebounds between the both of them, 7 assists between the both of them. They were phenomenal together. You don't think they had it on their mind to get back at old Jimmy Butler for some crap that he said? And by the way, I showed the tweet right here, right? I played this early on. You want to know who tweeted that? That was Najee tweeted that. Najee retweeted Jimmy Butler's comment after the game 30 minutes ago. So they're in a petty bag, man. That's perfect. I'm glad that they deserve that, man. Let's talk our stuff.
Chat
So,
and talk your stuff. Yeah,
talk
for real.
your stuff. So yeah, but outside of that, Lex, that's pretty much some of the great stuff. We talked about the defensive efforts from the Pelicans. Herb Jones did his thing. We mentioned Valanciunas. We talked about CJ Trey and the rest of the guys. Like Larry was in there doing his thing. He got 6 points and 9 rebounds tonight, more productive than what he did in the previous matchup. Outside of that, it was phenomenal. The Pelicans 43rd win tonight and beat the Heat. Now, if y'all correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but this is the first time the Pels have beaten the Miami Heat. I think it's in their building since 2017. That was something I seen online, a stat they had online. The last
they did say that. I think Joel said that too.
I seen that. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on Twitter because I seen it on Twitter.
They won, but they won 7 games. I mean, it's not like they play them a lot.
Right.
So, I mean, it's 7 games. So when you look at the year, it makes it seem like it's a lot, but 7 games in the course of from 2017. That's not a whole lot.
Lex, that's a long time to not get a dub in they build.
It is when you look at the year.
Right.
It's like
you playing twice a year.
Only 7. So between now and 2017, only 8 games.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's kind of weird in itself. Like how many times have the Pels played the Utah Jazz? You know what I'm saying? From 2017.
At least
It seemed like they played them like a whole bunch of times. So I don't know.
This to me, man, it meant a lot. And listen, Lex, don't sit up here and not, you playing it cool, but you know darn well that you had this game circled on your calendar last month, and you were saying, man, I want to see how the Pelicans respond to this Miami game. And they responded the way we anticipated. We wanted them to respond like that. This was awesome.
Hey, and you know what? According to the Pelicans algorithm, okay, so we lost the game on yesterday because that was up to a 4-game winning streak. But it seems like, again, according to the algorithm, the Pelicans always respond big after a loss. So that was one thing that has, again, been consistent. Once we get to that 4-game winning streak, it seemed like can't get the streak past 4. So, lose the 5th game, they come back and, they get a big win. And this was a really good win. I'm so glad they got this win. Because they did need to respond. And I think quite a few of us said that that this game was important because this was going to be the telltale to see where the Pelicans were. Now, I will say this: Miami did miss a lot of shots. They did miss a lot of good shots. They were down a lot of people, but again, they did have Jimmy and Bam out there, and that has to count for something. Um, you know, um, you know, Guys out there were, they were vets, very disciplined team, and Coach Spo, he was out there as well. So, um, you know, they came with it tonight. Pels came with it. They came with it, and just even though horrible first quarter, and that was a huge concern. I'm like, oh man, y'all getting down early. Y'all don't really do well coming back from behind. But let me tell you something. The 3 ball really came through for this team on tonight. The Pels shot 50% from behind the arc, y'all. 18 for 36. That was between the rebounds, because rebounds mean possessions. Possessions means more opportunities. They capitalized off those opportunities, and the 3 ball dropped for them. They really had it going. It was coming from everybody. Najee, Jose, a whole lot of McCollum, Trey. I mean, even J Hop, he got one for the little bit of time that he was in there. And Matt Ryan too. But yeah, I mean, those were the huge difference makers. 50% from behind the arc. I mean, and it was spread out so beautifully. It wasn't just a few guys. It was everybody. I think even Jonas, he hit one. So, and that really covered for the turnovers, especially early turnovers. But as the game went along, it wasn't as many turnovers. We started to play the right way. And the ball movement was there, obviously. 25 assists. Can't go wrong there. So not quite 30, but still that 25 is still good. So they did their thing tonight, man. We really responded.
Shout out to the Pels, man. Shout out to the Flock and Nation, man. We up in this thing. Just very proud of the Pelicans tonight, man. Really am. They responded the way we this is how good the team is. And what makes it like extra special, we're gonna bounce into the preview matchup in just a matchup. We got Pistons coming up next on the 24th. So we're gonna preview that next. But just to give you guys a look at the Western Conference standings currently, with the New Orleans Pelicans positioned at the 5th position. They are they're a full game back of the Clippers. They're 43-25. The Pelicans are 43-27. So we're positioned a couple of games ahead of the Mavericks in 6 and about a game back of the Clippers. So we're in the chase position 8-2 the last 10 games. So the Pelicans, they just got to keep doing a 1-by-game approach. We have the Pistons coming up next. Let's kind of cross over into that matchup. We got the Pistons up next. And this is a team that has not played very good basketball. The Pistons are losers of 5 in a row. They've lost 5 games in a row. That don't mean that they'll lay down to the Pelicans, but this is going to be interesting. Cade Cunningham, the rest of these guys, Pelicans, we have to travel up there, and they're not very good at home. They're not very good anywhere. They're 7-30 at home. They're 12-58 completely. But once again, this is still an NBA team. This will be a 2:00 game for the Pelicans on Sunday afternoon. So we'll have the 2:00 early game there as well. So we're going to be interested to see this game. But man, like I said, having the Pelicans to dispatch the Pistons and then come home for the, 5 or 6 games? I forget. Is it 6 game homestand?
Yeah, 6-game homestand. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And we started off OKC. So the Pelicans to get on like a little mini streak here as we head into a difficult matchup then. But right now, let's discuss the Pistons. We look at the Pistons, Lex. This some of the statistics for the Pelicans and the Pistons. And as you can see, it's not really much to talk about with the Pistons. They're not a very good team. But look at our Pelicans, man. 13th in the NBA in terms of points scored, opposition points per game, holding them down. And that's 8th right there with the Pelicans, just under 111. You look at the field goal percentage, it's 8th. The opposing field goal percentage there. 3-point made by the Pelicans, they shoot like over 12 per contest and 20th in the NBA. Attempted, they 32.2 for 25th. But among the other really positive stats, you see the 3-point percentage is top 6 in the NBA. Free throw attempts are top 8, but free throw percentage prove is 77, almost 77%, 21st in the NBA. Top 7 in terms of rebounds, top 11 in assists. As you can see, 3rd in the NBA in steals. Pelicans do their thing. And of course, like I said, we'll be matched up against the Pistons team that are not very good, but still in all, this is an NBA team. Pelicans going up into their building. They have to take care of business. So let's talk about this one, Lex, about the Pistons matchup and what we need to do to come out with the dub.
Well, we should feel very motivated right now, especially after getting this win on Miami's floor. But when you look at the standings, like we've created more space between the 5th and the 6th seed, and we're steadily, just breathing down the Clippers' necks. But we should be smelling blood right now. We should be smelling a whole lot of blood with this Detroit Pistons team. Energy, energy, energy. This is not about the Pistons. This is about the Pelicans. We don't want to play down to the competition because let me tell you something. This Detroit Pistons team is desperate. They're thirsty. These are guys who are fighting for jobs. Okay? When you get around a man who is desperate, that is a dangerous man. So we need to take this team very seriously. They are a professional team and they're hungry. They're starving for a win. A win. They will play their butts off. They've been doing it, and you know what? They're bound to get somebody when you play that hard. This team is gonna play hard. So we need to go in there with the right energy, with the right mentality, and understand that this team is desperate. They're more desperate than the Pales are because they're just trying to get a win. That's all that's on their minds. Whereas with the Pelicans, it is one game at a time, but there is also a bigger picture. There is no bigger picture for Detroit. So come in with the right mentality, come in with the right energy. You need to match it or exceed their energy. And as a competitor, I'd rather you exceed it because, again, all these games to me are statement games. They're statement games. You need to show your dominance, show your prowess. I think they just played the Celtics. The Celtics blew them out like by 50. I would like, a blowout. This should be that type of game. If you're playing the right way, this should be a blowout, convincing blowout win for the Pelicans. So come out with the right mindset, play the right way, play disciplined, play to your strengths, move the ball movement, player movement. Attack the boards, put them on their heels, play with pace. Um, you know, make sure your shots are falling. If not, crash the boards, everybody. But if everybody does their part, we should come out with the win. We should come out with the win. But we don't want to undermine this team because, like I said, a desperate man is a dangerous man.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, Lex, I have to agree with you on that. A desperate man, desperate lady, desperate anything.
Well, there's just brothers out there. Big Q. Look, Mr. Bird. Look, I mean, I wasn't trying to. You said, this is the thirsty
Hey,
man.
Lex, let me tell you something. Just be leery
Focus,
of
Mr.
all of
Bird.
desperate
Focus.
people out there. Let me tell you something.
I
Be
said they
leery
were
of all
thirsty
desperate
for
people.
a win. I did specify. I didn't just say that they were thirsty.
You did. We just having a little fun. But yeah, yeah, indeed. Be leery of all desperate people, y'all. Y'all watch yourself out
Oh,
here. Lex. Me. I'm a joker. You know how I do. All right,
I
so
know.
shout out to the fam, yeah. Y'all hit the like button for us, man. We in this thing having fun. The Pelicans, man. They crowned the hell out of the Heat tonight, man. It feel good because listen, did you learn something about the Pelicans tonight? Let me throw that out there to you, Lex. Let me throw that out there to the rest of the family out there too. What did you learn tonight after the Pelicans? We were looking at it because this was one of the things that we talked about, Lex. We talked about seeing how the Pelicans would respond after what happened in the brawl game against the Heat. Do this team have that effort? Do they have that edge?
Yeah.
It's two things that Lex is known for, just besides her really awesome commentary, is the fact that she uses two really powerful words all the time to accentuate her point. Well, actually, a phrase, one word and a phrase. The phrase is play with an edge. The word is consistency. So she's very consistent in that. And the Pelicans showed that edge tonight against a team that you have to play with that type of intensity against. We know what Antonio Dames Missy said coming out in the fourth quarter, you're going to see the Miami Heat ratchet up their physicality. How will the Pelicans respond to that? Guess what? It didn't phase them. They kept on doing what they needed to do, and they got the dub. And they shut the Miami Heat's mouth up. And I'm pretty sure the rest of these people out here that are anti-Pelican people won't give them their credit where their credit's due. But in the end, we know what time it is. But speak to that, Lex. What do you think? What did you learn tonight from the Pelicans, from your team, and how they responded after this brawl matchup?
Well, for the first thing, everybody on this team has the ability to be a threat. They have the ability to be a threat, and it doesn't necessarily have to be points. It can be anything. When everybody is locked in, and I think just having that mentality and playing at a level, everybody playing at that same level, which is a high level, and playing with that strong mentality. This team has, everybody can be a threat out there. Everybody can be a threat. Because I mean, obviously, CJ did his thing. CJ was Portland CJ out there today. He really was. We're gonna need this type of play from everyone. I actually think the game was a whole lot faster as well. They were really getting up and down the court. I think with the Heat, they slowed the game down, obviously, henceforth the score. But, it's like playing with so much more pace. And when that energy is golden, man. I mean, when this team really plays with the energy, whether the ball's dropping or not, it's the opportunities, it's the engagement, it's the acclamation. It's all those things that help you win those 50-50 balls, that help you get those second chance points or second chance opportunities. That's the type of energy that you need. And when they have that energy, everybody out there can be a threat. And that's what makes this team so dangerous.
Yeah, this is, and that like I said, and I can't say enough about the win, Lex, because they beat this team without their 2 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we know BI didn't play in the first matchup, but Zion had 4 points in terms. He was out there making defenses. He had that fantastic block again. He getting more involved there. He was out there guarding Jimmy Butler. He was playing defense and doing his thing. But from a scoring perspective, Zion had 4 points tonight rather. And they demolished the Heat. They annihilated them. 111 to 88.
They didn't even get past 90 points.
Right. So their defense was on another level, and they didn't need the production, offensively speaking, of Zion to do that. That's what's really got me messed up here. Like I'm like, man, these guys took the Heat apart without Zion scoring but 4 points.
And then just think, how many times can we say that, hey, we've beat a team at this caliber like this with production like this from Zion? I think this was probably like the first one when he's actually, activated and playing in the game. A lot of times, like, you don't see this. And that's why I stated, like, this game showed that everyone out there can be a threat. Like that's what they showed tonight. If everyone is playing at that with that same energy at that same level, everyone can truly be a threat out there. And that's what you want. That actually, and I'm not saying that we don't need Zion. We're gonna need him in games. So I don't want anyone to go overboard. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna need him to do more because today the game called for, hey, guys, have it going. Y'all do y'all's thing. You know what I'm saying? And look, with that 6-game homestand, y'all best believe we are gonna need every bit of Zion. Be like, Zion, look, don't you score 4 points again, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like we are gonna need him to be productive against OKC and the Celtics. And shoot, is Denver up in there? I don't
No,
know. Phoenix.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. We're going to need him. So, but in this game called for something different. And that's okay. That's okay. I mean, like we say all the time, if Brandon and Zion were sitting and they're sitting just for a few games, your team should be able to win games without, your stars for a few games.
Right.
If it calls for that. That's what you want. That's how you know you're a good team.
Yep.
And so it wasn't exactly like that. Zion was playing, but the game, every game has a vibe, every game has a flow. And the vibe and the flow for this game was, hey, Zion, hey, we got you, dog. You've been carrying us some things. We gonna do it for this game right here and against a quality team. And that's a really good sign. That's a really good sign.
Excellent sign, Lex. Excellent. Shout out to the fam, man. Y'all hit the like button as we in this thing. We're gonna open up the phone lines for the family members to chime in this Friday. Like I said, we couldn't do it last Friday. My schedule was conflicting. But this Friday, we'll be able to do it up until 11:30. I got a strict 11:30 cutoff time. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. So 11:30 cutoff time. So family members, anybody, the link is pinned to the top of the chat if you guys want to pop in and spit some game about your Pelicans. I know you guys are very happy tonight. You can hear it in my voice, and my energy levels are way up because this is what I know that they can do. This is when the team plays with this effort. Very few people can stand in the arena when the Pelicans play like this, when they start playing defense and they're circulating the ball. They do the things they're supposed to do. They get disciplined and they turn off the turnovers. And one of the family members said it was 2 turnovers, Q, in the second half. That was phenomenal because they had 11 of them in the first. The Miami Heat were feeding off of that. And then they turned the spigot off and starved them out. And they continued, then just stepped on them for the rest of the game. Played solid defense, hit shots, it circulated the ball. Everything was really good against a tough team that provided some interesting entertainment for us in the first matchup, but the Pelicans came back and smacked the hell out of this team. And we got a couple of teams left on the docket to take care of as we take a look at the remaining schedule here. Just peering ahead just a little bit here. Thank you, Mr. Bird. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate that, man.
Pause! Thank you. Far too kind.
All right, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you for that. Hit the wrong damn button on that one, but all right. So big.
I was like, okay, Big Q. Look, I was looking around. I was like, well, he's doing his thing, pressing the buttons.
I hit the wrong damn button.
Look, you're trigger happy, ain't you?
I hit the wrong
Look,
damn.
press all the buttons, Big Q.
Oh,
Press
my
all of them.
Lex, I hit the wrong. That's my old.
Are you not entertained?
Oh my goodness. I hit the wrong, but Lex, that's the new button I put on there because I kind of try to switch them up every now and again. Because I've been watching a lot. I've been hearing some stuff and some commentators be saying something, and I had to add a pause button on there, man. Like, ooh, what? What are you talking? No, pause. So yeah, but I'll be mixing them up though. But yeah, shout out to you, to Bird. Thank you, man, for that. Appreciate you, man. Oh, he said, yeah, bro. All right, yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being in the stream, man. So this is a look at the remaining games for our Pels, man. We got Detroit on Sunday at 2 p.m. 12, the final 12 matchups. Detroit's up next. Pelicans can finish off the road trip, the 4-game road stance, 3-1 with a win over Detroit. Let's lock in, get that. And then next Tuesday, March the 26th, the Pelicans 6 home games. OKC, Milwaukee, Boston, Phoenix, that same Orlando team we lost to yesterday. We get a chance to get a little revenge on them on the 3rd. So this is going to be fun, Lex. And then the final matchup is against my dog Tasha and Sean's squad, this Spurs squad, on April the 5th. So it's a very interesting group of games, 6 home games right there. These some of the toughest teams in the NBA will be matching up against in this stretch. It could prove a lot. Now, like I said before, this is a very vital stretch in terms of what the Pelicans are attempting to do in the Western Conference. We need to keep winning to kind of keep pace, and perhaps some slippage will occur some of the teams above us, and we can be able to gain some ground. Like I said, we're a game behind the Clippers. We just need them to slip a bit, and the Pelicans keep mashing on that pedal, man.
Going against Portland right now. Anybody know? They play right now.
Yeah, I could pull it up, Lex. Hold on. Let me see what the score is right here. Let's see. Against Portland. Oh, yeah, they beating Portland right now at halftime. It's 70-53 at halftime. So there you go.
They still got a chance.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I should have said that in an old lady voice. Oh, they still got a chance there.
I say, oh, mama. All right, so, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all hit the link, man, and comment and tell me what y'all think about the Pelicans tonight. Let's have a discussion about our Pelicans, man. Y'all hit the link and pop in. Like I said, we'll be going to 11:30. We'll strict cutoff time. So shout out to the fam. We got brother Anthony's in the ready in the queue next, and then of course we're going to move on to you guys, whoever want to pop in. So y'all hit the link is pinned to the chat. All right, brother Don Anthony, how you doing, sir? Welcome on into the stream tonight. How you doing?
What's up, brother? Doing
how you
good.
doing?
What's up,
doing
Don?
good, man. What's up, Lex?
What you think about the matchup tonight, brother? We got even with Jimmy Butler and his interesting. And this Brian gonna never let this dude live this down, brother. Remember this?
What?
Remember this picture right here, Jimmy Butler?
Oh man.
Look, what is you talking about? What's
we
going
just
on?
gotta pray for him, we really do.
But go ahead, brother Don. The floor is yours, bro. What you think about our Pels, man?
Man, it was a win that I appreciated. a good team win. I thought in the beginning we got a little lucky coming back a little bit because Miami was missing a lot of shots when we was kind of turning the basketball over and forcing a lot of shots on our end on the offense. Miami was missing shots. Luckily, they did. And I thought that we kind of won this game in an untraditional fashion because we kind of came back and won the game, which we haven't done a lot this year. So I definitely like how we, came back and stepped up. But I did love the lineup when Willie put Jose and Najee in the game because I feel like this was their game, low key. You know what I'm saying? Due to them being suspended from that last game, I feel like they came in here with probably the most energy, to be honest, due to what happened. And they showed that immediately, brought all that energy, was shooting with confidence. You know what I'm saying? I knew that they were going to have a decent game because, like I said, they came in with intention, and we need some good energy in this game. Big V kind of gave us a little way to get started, too, because, like I said, he brought that rebounding presence, which we needed. They brought a double team, so he was able to get us a couple open shots. So it was a good team win, man. I got my little takes on the BI thing, but I'm gonna just let the season play out. And yeah, man, we did good, man. One game at a time, man. It's a new dawn.
I'm about to say, brother, you real mellow tonight, man.
Yeah. It's a W. It's a W and things, and we got the kickback. So
Yeah, man,
it's good stuff.
Just let it play out, man. Like I said, I can say what I want to say, but it's like, we're just gonna let the season play out, man. Let the results do the talking and everything. But man, we're gonna see how we do without BI going forward for these couple weeks, couple games. We'll see how we do.
Right, and that's true, bro. Because we know that BI, like you said, to be a couple of weeks with his stuff, but boy, Trey Murphy stepped in there, man, and really stepped up and handled his business. So a lot of people believe, from a schematic standpoint, that he might, and I don't know if I buy into that because I like BI and what he brings. But a lot of people love Trey Murphy's shooting ability. He's attacking the rim more. You can see he actually tried to remember he was a mouse in the house, and Trey tried to post the guy up. Did y'all see that?
You know what?
Oh yeah, when he got the foul call, right?
Honest, Big Q.
Right.
I'm be honest. I don't think he was posting up. The thing is, Zion just threw that ball down there, and it's like, oh, I'm posting. You know what I'm saying? Because he looked like he was. Oh, why'd you throw the ball down here to me like this? Because he doesn't usually do that.
No,
but
he does.
It was such a good pass, and he had to do something. He had a mismatch. I don't even know if he realized he had Terry on him. But I was hoping he would have dunked that though. It did go in, right? I think he made that. It was at like N1 or something.
Yeah, he got it. I think I remember. Let's say because this is the thing about
Y'all talking about that first one? I don't think he got the first one.
He didn't get that one.
No, he got fouled, went to the line though.
I'm talking about
that was Patty Mills was on, right?
He was the one he was backing down. What was his name?
Terry.
Scary
I
Terry.
think that was Terry. Okay. Yeah, that was Terry.
The one where he's backing down. When he backed down, Scary Terry. But DJ, are you there, bro?
Yes, I am, sir. How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. Welcome on in the show, man. And what'd you think about the Pelicans tonight, my friend? What'd you think?
Yeah, I know how I am. You gotta use J-Hawk and Matt Ryan more often. But other than that, it was a good, solid game. Shout out to CJ for hitting his second, third most points this season, I believe. Shout out to Trey Murphy. as I realized that uh, Trey Murphy is like the opposite of Bi. I'm not comparing them to. It's just that Bi he don't hit the three as much, whereas Trey he hits the three, like he actually spaces the floor, as well as like a 3-and-D player type of guy. But other than that, hope Bi gets well. Shout out to Larry Nance. Shout out to Jonas. I mean, he was a huge help in today's game. Um, Shout out to Najee. Uh, DC, if you're watching, what are yellow Nodges at? You know, because I need a pair. Other than that, great solid win.
DJ, why
Uh,
you saying that, brother? Why you threw the yellow Najis in there, brother? You know it's the black Najis now. They're the enforcers, brother. We you don't have the yellow Najis no more, man. And the yellow Najee thing that's a joke we did some years ago about how Najee Marshall was playing at times, and we was like, man, we don't need the yellow Najees, man. We need the Najee to put the black enforcers on, man. And
Yeah, you
that's
got
the
them forces on. Yeah.
he got the enforcers on, bro.
um,
It's the enforcers. The yellow Najees no longer exist, bro. It's all black Najees. Now go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
um, but yeah, other than that, great team win. Um, it kind of erased and some point of yesterday loss. Uh, from a back to back. So great game. I mean, I like my point of view of the record. I fully believe we are probably going close to 50. I don't see us winning actually 50 games, but I see us actually in that area. If y'all basing on the record, because I mean it's a question between Boston. You got Milwaukee.
Mm.
Um, who else kind of a threat? Uh, and don't forget, Dice is on his way back sometime soon. So we will just have Bi out. Who else is a good threat? Milwaukee.
Whole NBA, man.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
the,
even Detroit is a threat because they desperate. They are desperate
Yeah.
men. I won't use
I
the
mean,
word thirsty, Mr. Bird.
not not really Detroit because I don't think they have a big man, or do they?
Shoot, they got some big. Yeah, they got Duran
No,
and
they got
Wiseman.
Duran, but
Wiseman.
like every game means something. Like I mean, we've seen some of these other teams. They've lost games that they shouldn't have lost, and that's actually helped the Pelicans out. So the thing is, we don't want to be one of those teams where we're looking down on anybody. Like even there's a Portland game. Can you pull up that schedule, Big Q? Okay. I mean, there we play for the last 11 games aside from Detroit because that makes 12. But yeah, just looking at these games, I mean, OKC, they're playing very well right now. They're playing very disciplined. They don't play like a young team. They play like obviously they have young legs, but their mentalities and the way that they play is veteran like all of them. They're just really playing well. Milwaukee, they've started to find themselves after going through a tough stretch. They're playing well. I mean, Giannis and Dame. I mean, what can you say about that? Boston is literally trying to show just how dominant they are when they play anybody. They've been like seriously like we blew out Miami. Like they just blew somebody out and it was like by 50. Like they're really trying to send a hard message like you all are not on our level. Like that's going to be a tough matchup. Phoenix is, they're really trying to get their games up. We've had struggles with these guys. and we play them 2 more times. This is going to be very serious because we have a hard schedule coming down the stretch. That's a good thing and it's a bad thing. The good thing about it is that the preparation for the playoffs, I mean, we're going to be ready. We're definitely going to be ready. The bad thing about that is if, we're taking, playing these games and we're losing like, a few of them or quite a few of them, that's where the problem is because that's going to change the seeding. There's still not a huge difference between the 5th and 6th seed. That's only like what, 2 games? Like 2 full games? So we gotta dot our I's and cross our T's, like, and really between the Mavericks, the Suns, and the Kings, they're juggling right now. They've been juggling. And we've managed to get away from that group because we were just with this group. Remember? We were just with this group. But now, like, we kind of, have some distance, but it's not huge like that. It's not like the difference between the 3rd seed and the 4th seed. Okay, that's like, yeah, that's a 5-game difference. So we don't have that at all. So every game is literally gonna matter because we don't want to rely on the Mavericks, the Suns, or the Kings. We don't want to rely on them. Hey, can y'all lose this game, please? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do all that. We want to keep the destiny in our hands. But yeah, we got an uphill battle for real. But it's a good situation, a bad situation. But if we're doing what we're supposed to do and we get these wins, as many wins as possible, is great preparation for the playoffs because the playoffs isn't getting any easier. It's going to get tougher. So we need this type of schedule going into the playoffs. But yeah, every game matters, man. Every game matters.
Yeah, let me throw this to the family, man. And shout out to the family. Y'all hit the like button, man. We going into about 11:30 hour. Listen, if you want to pop in tonight, man, please feel free. The link is in the chat. Also, let me ask the question because Corey, shout out to Corey, posted in the chat. Is Najee playing himself into extension? Remember, several shows ago we talked about Najee Marshall, and you can't pay everybody, but my goodness, man, Najee Marshall, man,
Making it hard.
he made right. I mean, he's defense, offense, how he's been playing, him and Jose Alvarado.
Him and Zion connection.
Right, him and Zion. I mean, it's like, man, Najee Marshall, man, you got to sit up and pay attention to him. And the Pelicans, I don't know what they're going to do about Big V, but Najee, man, they might have to do something. We'll see. But man, I'm saying he's making it difficult. So let me throw that to y'all in the chat and to the family members here. So Lex, you want to kick us off with the Najee Marshall thing?
Yeah. With Najee, I mean, really, it depends on the hierarchy. What are they going to do with BI? What are they going to do with Trey? What are they going to do with JV? I think JV would be pushed to the front because they don't really have to extend BI or Trey this summer. But if you're trying to be proactive and not reactive, then depending on the situation, you may want to try to, take care of them first. But I mean, everybody's playing for something right now. Najee, how old is he again? I know we talked about this a little bit on last week.
26. I got it on the screen.
26. All right. Oh shoot. Let me go because this is behind. I got the other thing up. Okay. But he's 26. Obviously, Najee is our enforcer. He attacks the basket. I mean, I think he's a pretty good locker room guy, but I think the biggest thing with him is that he's the guy that stands up, when we have problems. I mean, he's literally the enforcer on the team. And you definitely could knock that. But I guess last time we asked, how much is Najee worth to keep? How much will we be willing to pay him? And I think we kind of came up with like 4 or 5 mil or something over the course of like 2 years or something like that.
Right.
Because he's making like close to 2, but it's not. It's like 1.9 or something like that.
Yeah, it's underneath 2 million a season. Yeah, and yeah. So he
So
got him for a steal, man. How he playing?
yeah, I mean, same thing with Jose. You got to think both of them were undrafted, right?
That's right.
Or was Najee in the second round? But
Undrafted.
but for them to be undrafted and to solidify their place on the team. I mean, you're talking about, I mean, we're playing Najee over Jordan Hawkins. Obviously he's a defensive guy, but he's also a two-way player. He provides the offense. He attacks the basket. He really hustles a whole lot, and that defense really holds that weight up with him. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what direction are we trying to go in? Because then you can also look at it in the means of, is Najee going to get that much more better? Has he peaked? Is this the best that we have seen from Najee? Do you all feel like his where do you all feel where his ceiling is?
Yeah, what do you Najee 26?
Yeah.
Yeah. A shout out to Najee though. Some people know I played against Najee in high school in the championship game. Back in high school, man. He gave us about 15, 16. We was competing with his team. They was big as hell. But nah, man, Najee, he been impressing me. Mind you, Najee never been no slouch. Like, it's just he was kind of more so what my man Mo say, like hit the Walmart. Like you you just like you can get that off the shelf. Like you can replace that. You know what I'm saying? But as time's been going on, man, it been improving his game. But I feel like, but at the same time though, too, I feel like we've kind of seen this with Najee too in the last couple years too. Like he kind of getting the rhythm as the season goes along. For if you think about it, like I feel like he had that in the past couple years, like just finding his rhythm. So I'm not sure if it's Najee really improving or it's Najee just having that same rhythm that he normally has in seasons of the past. So it's like it's between those two things. But I feel as though like if the Pelicans, so I don't know if I'm sticking on the point which I was saying. I don't know how I mean, he's 26 years old, so it's just like, I mean, I don't know how much better he will get. I mean, I think he will always, be a role player. But you can use him. I think he'll be around the league for a long time with his, his competitive nature, his size, his ability to handle the ball, shoot. At least, he's a C+ player. You know what I'm saying? At the least, and that's pretty good in the league for the league. But so yeah, I mean, if we have a much better player that is going to replace that we need money for to get, I mean, Najee's gonna be gone. But if not, I mean, he'll still be here. I mean, he can be utilized. I mean, his potential I see is being a B- player, B-, B+ player.
So what do you feel like he needs to add to his game to get to that B-? Because you said he's at a C right now, right?
Lethal shooting.
I mean,
it just has to be lethal. It has to be like, wow, like damn, like he like that.
but Najee,
Okay.
I mean, he's a small forward.
Say it again.
Najee's not a shooter. He's a small forward. I mean,
Right,
wait.
Well,
I'm gonna change
well,
that. Guard / small forward.
right, God says my fault.
Yeah,
So
he's a well, yeah. Cause he comes in
he's like
for
a Jimmy
Zion
Butler.
sometimes.
He's like a Jimmy Butler, like a guard and a forward. You know, so he played the
Yeah.
2 through the 5, 2 to the
Mhm.
4. You know, sometimes he plays 2 to the
Mhm.
4. So
He handles the ball too, Don. He
yeah,
brings up the offense, and when
Yeah.
things are stagnant, he attacks the hoop. I mean,
yeah,
he plays killer defense. I mean, we fam
and he
the,
good
the
player.
he is, bro. The
Yeah.
thing is about Najee Marshall. We had an opportunity to see Najee's full progression since when he stepped on the floor for the Pelicans, coming out of from Xavier. The dude really matured into something really awesome for the Pelicans. Like him and how he gelled with the team. He's actually become the guy. Like the whole thing with Jimmy Butler, that kind of summed it up. Like, who's the dog for the Pelicans? Remember, we had all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of nice guys. They're happy-go-lucky guys. They're good guys. They're cool guys. We need some dogs. Who the dogs? Well, you found out who the top dog is with him in Super Perm. So I mean, but if you watch what happened like this season from Najee's shooting 38% from the 3-point line. He's shooting 38% this year. You know, that's a career number for Najee, and he's also shooting 46% from the field. So I mean, his game is like when you look at Herb Jones, and we talked about Herb, how he really started hitting that corner three, knocking the 3-pointer down. His defense is what it is, and now he's bringing his offensive game along with it. Herb is kind of turning into a guy, and I don't want to say, Najee's defense is really good too. It's not as elite as Herb's defense is, but of a similar progression we're seeing with Najee, his defense, and now he's shooting this as well. So very popular, it's very popular thing going on with Najee Marshall's game. That's why I'm saying it's a great question. We talked about this before because we've seen this several games over with Najee Marshall, his performance with the Pelicans, how he's helping ignite them off the bench at times when they just don't have no energy. So, like I said, it is team making less than 1.9 million right now. Jose's 1.8, Najee's 1.9. So even if you double that up, that's still very doable for the Pelicans, wouldn't you say? I mean,
Yeah, they got a steal. I mean, just like with Herb. Herb was a steal. Like you look at what Herb is doing, because they gave him his contract in the summer of or last summer. And you look what he's doing. I mean, between 44% from behind the arc. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's making what 50 mil over the course of like 3 years or something like that. I think it is. But I mean that definitely was a steal. That was actually a great move for them to go on and sign Herb to that contract. Because I mean, you talking about a strong 3-and-D guy. You know, Herb's activity, his defensive prowess. I mean, he's shooting a better percentage than Trigger. So I mean, he improved by 10%. 10% in his field goal percentage. I mean, definitely got. I mean, the Pels definitely got major steals, but then, like I said, I think as far as top heavy, what direction are you going in, and what's going to happen? And you even have to think, Willie Green, his contract ends in the summer. So I mean, there's a whole lot of decisions because they can't pay everybody. It's impossible to pay everybody. So who is going to be the odd person out?
Jonas.
We
Jonas.
So we're not getting. So you don't think the Pels are going to get anything for him because right now they the ball is in his court,
It is.
and you have to think Cody Zeller's on a 1-year contract.
Right.
So are we letting him walk as well?
Yep.
And right there, we don't have a big man.
You
You
get
know
one.
what, Lex?
Have a legitimate
I
big
know
man.
exactly what we're gonna do. Giannis
Okay, hold on, DJ. I know what you're gonna say because DJ gonna play it all the way to the back of the bench. See, DJ he votes. He's the underdog. Love the underdog. You know who he about to bring in here? He about to talk about Metkovic. Go ahead, DJ. You go ahead on, brother. Talk about Metkovic, as I know that's what you needed.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
We haven't seen enough from him, man. I mean,
yeah, ready?
you might as well just get somebody from the draft in that case.
But hold on, Lex. That's the thing, though. I know DJ gonna talk. He love his bench guys, man. But listen, he talked about now. You gotta give him credit
He
though.
ain't
Not
even on the bench though. He in the G League. Yeah.
well. Listen, we had an opportunity at the kid. What's his name? Man, that Memphis picked up.
Jemison. Man,
Jemerson.
I'm mad. Don't mention that, man. I'm upset about that. We should have gave that dude a chance. Cause now Memphis got him. They keeping him.
Muscle head.
They are definitely keeping him.
But you asked the question, what we gonna do? We can't keep everybody. Najee Marshall deal. I see somebody said 3
All
years.
right, so
3 for
I think
15. I'm thinking, I think 4, 8. I said 12, 3 for 12. 3 years, 12 million.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting with Najee. And people say, what about EJ Liddell? Q, you're not ready.
Oh, man, anybody worry about
Yeah,
him.
he's still
ready.
not ready.
He ain't ready. And we're not going to get rid of Najee. You got somebody that might come in and want to pay Najee some big money for him to leave, but you got two things working for you.
Yeah,
He
that
loves
can happen.
to stay. Somebody can come in and pay him. You're right, but it's also can work in our favor where he loves the culture, he loves his team, he sees a future with him. He wants to stay. So yeah, but go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry I interrupted you, brother, but feel free to take the floor. Lex, I want to kind of shine some game on what you were saying too. You was talking about Herb 3-point shooting, and you absolutely right. Herb Jones' numbers is phenomenal, man. He's shooting over 43% from 3-point and from the field, 52% from the field, and over 43% from downtown. Go ahead, DJ.
Finishing that thing around the rim too.
yeah. What I think is gonna happen is we're gonna let Cordell go. We're gonna bring in Mekovic. I think Young is gonna take a pay cut to actually stay in New Orleans. We're gonna draft a center, another center. I think we got 2 picks, one in the first round, and no, I think we got 2 in the first round. We're gonna draft a point guard and a center. That's gonna replace I believe I want to say CJ, but I don't want to say that. We're gonna actually draft a real point guard because CJ is not a point guard. He can play the point guard role, but as for right now, he's the primary point guard. We're gonna draft a real point guard. But that falls out of Herb because Herb is a 2/3, something like Najee Marshall. With that being said, I don't know because we do still have C. Brian on the bench. Haven't heard from him.
Nah, he in the G League.
Oh, okay.
They sent him down to the G League.
I don't know what they're gonna do with EJ Liddell. I haven't seen. I don't think he's ready yet.
They ain't gonna play him, and they ain't playing Sebron either. They're not ready. They're not ready. I mean, you can just tell they're not ready. Makovich, he has a chance. He does look different compared to how he looked in the summer. But I mean, we haven't seen him. And then how's his defense? Because that's gonna be the telltale. Sebron, I think he's gotten better, but I mean he's not better than Najee. I would still take Najee over him, like by a landslide.
Oh yeah.
EJ Liddell.
His defense ain't there either, Lex.
Yeah.
His defense.
And he seems like he's kind of at times. I know Sebron attacks the basket, and that's great. But sometimes he really looks like a reckless abandonment. He kind of looks out of control. Like he's kind of like everywhere. I don't know. I don't know if he's used to his, his body or not, but I don't know. It just looks kind of different. But when I look at his game, he hasn't made strides as far as his improvement, as far as his overall game. EJ Liddell, it's kind of hard to say with him. I think he needs more reps, but even with more reps, I still feel like he's not ready for the NBA. I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to have a strong impact. I mean, obviously, Najee's, again, it's a huge difference. And I use Najee because it's like Najee is solid. He's a solid, he's solid. He knows who he is. He understands his game. He understands how his game fits into everybody else's. And it's very defined. It's very strong. It's solidified. With EJ, it's like, you really have to find your niche and find what defines your game that you can insert. With Jose, I know Jose's a little dude, and it's like, you look at Sebron, his height, his wingspan. You look at EJ Liddell, maybe his athleticism. Same thing with Makovich. But Jose has solidified. I mean, he's a pest on defense. Like he has solidified so strong. Like the trickery that he does. Like he does that so well, and it works. He's found his niche. These other guys, they don't seem like they've really found that. And I mean, obviously they have not gotten a lot of NBA play. They just haven't. And reps do matter. I mean, that's why they're down in the G League, but apparently they haven't showed a whole lot because, you still have, the Najees and the Jose's over, Makovich, who has athleticism. He has a shot on him. Nice wingspan. Sebron, nice wingspan, height on him. He attacks the basket, not so much on the defensive end. And then EJ Liddell, athleticism. There's things that they have over them, but again, that niche has played that biggest part for not really having that tightened up too much.
So
hold on just a second, DJ. The biggest impediment to those guys that you're speaking about, EJ Liddell and Mekovic and those guys, you know what the biggest impediment to their game is? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Repeat the question.
Maybe what? Confidence?
No, the biggest impediment to Mekovic, EJ Liddell, Darian Sebron, what's the biggest impediment to their games?
They got guys in front of them.
Say it again.
They got guys in front of them.
Yeah.
Y'all talking over each other. I can't hear you.
Oh, good.
They have guys in front of them that are better than them, man.
No, it's something else, Brother Mose. And Brother Mose, we're gonna bring you in here.
I'm trying to be quiet till you introduce me.
Oh, what's up, Mose? How you doing?
Yeah,
it's good to see you.
I need one of them. I need one of them wrestling introductions.
From the man that said Jose Alvarado and Nadia Marshall involved in combat.
Speak that. Everybody stand up. Stand up in the chat. Y'all stand up wherever y'all are.
But the biggest competitor in their games, family, is of course Willie Green. Willie Green is they have to get past Willie Green to get on that court. That's right. And the thing that makes Najee Marshall a lot more attractive to the Pelicans is the fact that he's earned Willie's respect. He's earned his teammates' respect. And I don't think it'd be extremely expensive to keep him. I think the Pelicans have some thinking to do. I know Valanciunas is out of here. I think the Pelicans will probably try to see if they can find a mobile big in a draft or a cheap one in free agency. But Valanciunas, it kind of looks like, to our chagrin, I think Valanciunas works. But then again, man, they can be in a holding pattern too to see exactly how far this team goes. If this team goes as far as we think that they can go when they play constructively and intelligently, man, they can probably end up buying into this team. But DJ, I don't want you have the floor, and then we'll bring Brother Moles in behind you, man.
So can we all agree on, and type 1 in the chat if you agree, type 2 in the chat if you don't agree. Can we all agree that Najee Marshall is like comparison of Dante Cunningham?
No.
No, he way better than him, man.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely not. But Brother Moles, you want to chime in, brother?
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Moles,
Yes, sir, man.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
The man that brung us
First,
the corner tricks about Jose Alvarado,
hey,
Marshall.
but check this out, man.
The man
Check
that
this out.
taught us never to fall in love with players. Dyson Daniels sprayed him. All this, we got Brother Moles. Brother Moles, the floor is yours.
All right. First of all, man, tonight was like a very professional victory. You know, it was just it was a group of professionals that came to work and did their job tonight. I gotta commend them on that, man. I like what I saw tonight in that group. But getting back to the roster, I see you guys are talking about the roster for next year. But if I'm Najee Marshall, I think he's played himself into a decent contract with somebody else, man. Right now, the money him and Jose make, when they come back in town, man, they got to be in the general commodity lines right now, and 100 at the money they're making right now, right? So, if I'm Najee Marshall, I'm going to get me a contract. You only have a short time to do this, man, right? So, I think he needs to go in and get him some money somewhere else. And I think the same thing with Jose, because what the moves is going to be next year, you got to be able to slide Dyson Daniels and Hawkins into those spots, man. So in order for them to play and justify their picks, you have to play those guys, and you have to move on from my boy Najee, who, man, Najee's playing some good basketball too, but you have to move on from him and Jose, man, right? So what I would do at the center position, because it's obvious you're gonna lose Valanciunas, and it's my understanding that out of that salary they only have about 11 million that they will actually be able to use to get a player. But if you look at the way the Pelicans are constructed, bro, it's not about the center. It's built around the forwards and the wings, right? So with that being said, man, you go out and you go find you a journeyman center like Damian Jones.
Uh-oh.
Mose?
Brother Moles, you still there? Your sound went out, brother.
He did a bad job saying Damian Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damon
Yeah.
Jones.
Well, I think I do have a question though. So because the thing is that you gotta have somebody who replaces these guys. And I know he said, Dyson and Hawk, but I mean, you're talking about replacing the energy, and then like, are we looking for Hawk or Dyson to be the enforcer? Because you got to have that, especially if this team is trying to win. If this team is really trying to make some noise in the playoffs to be a true contender, as far as, getting to the conference finals, getting to the NBA finals, like those things are key. And that's the only concern, is that, like, how many enforcers are out here that you can go out and pick up? Are we looking to get like a veteran or something? Because I don't know. I just look at the way that they bring energy off the bench. It's almost like, I know Trey Murphy, he's usually the first one off the bench, but it's almost like, the sixth man is always the energy guy. Well, we actually have the luxury of having two guys. I don't think Trey, he's he's an energy guy, but we have two guys that kind of share that type of persona, that title of a six man when you come off the bench and you're providing the team with energy. I think that's the only concern, like, because I don't feel like I don't feel like Hawk is that guy. I don't feel like Dyson is that guy. But I do feel like those characteristics, having those characteristics in that type of player is important.
Right. Yeah, he's, man, to me, man, Najee Marshall is super valuable, coming up off the bench, especially if you having issues. And I mean, he knows the offense so well. The defense is there. He's starting to knock down the shot. We talked about what he's averaging from the 3-point line. You know, I had to look at some of his stuff. We looking at how, you know, Trey and Herb is really doing it, but you look at Najee Marshall, he's having career highs too in field free throw and field position. I mean, 3-point shooting percentage and shooting from the field. So, I mean, Mose, are you still there, bro? I think his mic went out on him, man. You still there, bro? I can't hear you, bro. You might have to. Hey, Mose, log back in, bro. Log out, log back in, bro, and reset your sound, bro.
Mary Kay had a point, and she said, "Look at Golden State when they got rid of Gary Payton Jr. and because they traded him to Portland, and they traded.
Y'all got me now.
They traded for him back for him to get him back because
Can y'all hear me?
they saw that his energy was really important to the team.
Well, Lexxah, what I was trying to say was you can't pay everybody. You know, you got a salary cap, right?
I agree.
So you can't afford. Man, to me, Najee has played himself into some money. And
I agree.
and Najee got to go get some money. We don't have any money to give Najee. That's why we drafted those guys in the first round. So it's time for them to step into those roles. And because you got to remember, Trey is due for a contract in BI. So you can't pay Najee more than what he's making right now, which is chump change when you're thinking about NBA salaries, right? So he has to go out and do what's best for him and his family and go get some money. If I'm him,
I'm totally with that. All I'm saying is that, like, because he's basically the enforcer on the team, and I'm saying, like, if we're trying to, like, as far as with their energy, what they bring to the table, how are we going to replace that? Especially if we're trying to win at a high level, if that's the goal for the team.
Man, we got a 6'6", 280-pound dude that's enforcer enough. This ain't hockey. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes in the NBA don't want to fight. They just be possible.
Come on, Mose. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying is,
just
you
like
can't keep everybody.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, how do we go about? Because those are, if you look at the championship teams, that's one thing that they have. They have those energy guys. They have those guys that, hey, don't start no mess, won't be no mess. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying.
You got to find that within the rest of the roster that you have. You know, because you can't. There's no way in the world they can sign. They can't sign Najee back. I'm telling you, they just don't have the money. You got to sign Trey, and BI needs a contract. So you just don't have enough money.
So you think the team, because obviously we know what BI's asking for. Do you think that they're going to give him that, or do you think they're going to tell him to shop around?
I know you can't tell him to shop around. He's got one more year left on his contract. You can't let BI walk for nothing because you're already going to let Jonas walk for nothing. I mean, you'd be crazy to do that.
I mean, are they? I mean, I know they, they kind of late because the ball is in his court.
Yeah, he's in the last year of his contract. His contract expired at the end of the year. That's the bottom line. He's done.
But that could be a strategy, though, Moles. That Lex doesn't bring an interesting point up about that. Is that perhaps the Pelicans feel confident in the market? They might feel like the market sets his value. He might have in his mind a elevated or escalated value of himself, and the market might bring him down to reality. I mean,
they don't use him. They don't use him. So if they don't use him, they want to sit there that can rebound and shot block. You can find a journeyman guy like Damian Jones and get that and get what you're getting from Giannis. Because I mean, they don't value him whatsoever. What they want is the guy to catch fouls, rebounds, and block shots.
Willie don't value him.
Yeah, so if you don't value him, why waste money on him? You can turn around because you're gonna need that money to give to the slim guy, the shooter, Trey Murphy. He needs to get some money. So if that's the case, then you find you a guy like Damian Jones. You can sign for the mid-level exception, and you can pay guys. You can't pay everybody, so you have to be able to understand how to construct your roster, and the money got to go to the guys who you depend on. That's Z, that's BI. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get the bulk of your money. You're going to pay Trey Murphy some money. So the bottom line is you took 2 lottery picks on Hawkins and Dyson Daniels. You can't justify them sitting down on the bench. They have to play. And to be honest with you, they're more skillful than Jose and Najee, right? So they got to step the games up. You got to go find your center, and then you're going to have to draft a center and maybe a point guard. And that's the way you're going to have to go with this, man, because at the end of the day, You don't. If we were a championship team, then I don't mind paying the tax. But right now, we're not a championship level team to get into the tax, and then now you got to repeat the tax and all that stuff. Where Jay Black when you need him, man? He know all of
We,
that stuff.
we shall see.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is it makes sense, okay, to move on from those guys because you can't afford them, because you need the money to be able to pay, Trey Murphy, who deserve a little bit of cash. I don't think he's a max guy because he's a one-trick pony. So, I think he deserves a contract like Lonzo, like 4 years, 80 million. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's a max guy. He doesn't do enough to be a max guy. If he's a max guy, then you borderline all-star. He's not borderline all-star, so I wouldn't pay him max money, right? So you still have to be able to find you a center, and like I said, a mid-level exception to get you somebody like Damian Jones, because you basically use the center to rebound and block shots, and at least he could catch lobs. He killed us with Cleveland when he came here.
There was some things like, because I know you said Dyson and you said Jayhawk as far as, them filling in those roles. But here's the discrepancy about that. Like, Willie Green values playing Najee and Jose.
He can value all he wants to.
It's almost like a confliction because he's going to go with them before going with Dyson and
but they won't be on the roster anymore. They won't be on the roster anymore, so he can't go with them. They have Jose got a team option, and Najee is a free agent. So if you let them go, you have no choice but to play better players who will be better in the long run than the guys you have now, who are more talented.
What does Willie think?
Willie can think what he wants to. So what he can't call Najee from another team and play him. He can't call Jose from another team.
Yeah, I know, but I just think, the thing is, they're not playing. Well, I mean, obviously he was playing Dyson, but
so how much money do you think Najee deserves on his next contract? He's a free agent. If you're Najee, what you want?
Oh, well, yeah,
I want at least $5 million.
How much?
$5 million. Because he's making right under $2 million.
Okay,
like
so you don't think somebody's gonna come in and offer him 8 or 9, maybe 10 million on one of those teams?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not ruling it out. I think my biggest thing is like just what they bring. I don't think Dyson, his personality doesn't call for it.
I understand what you're saying, but you have to make financial decisions based on.
And I'm with that. I'm just saying, like, how can you? I guess what we need is like, a pool of who could we replace with them? I guess because it's kind of hard to.
Well, you're replacing them with because you got 2 lottery picks that's sitting on the bench that's got to start playing for you.
If Willie plays them,
well, he has no choice because that's what. If the other guys are gone, he has no choice. He's not going to play 5 guys the whole game.
But the Najee Marshall question is something that the reason why we're having a discussion now about the Najee Marshall question is because of his play. I mean, he's making it very compelling for the Pelicans to say, you know what, Najee, thank you for your years. Who replaces him? And then he say, okay, you got to go find a cheaper version of Najee Marshall to bring him on the team. But
you're not going to do that, Q. You're going to play the 2 lottery picks that you have. You have no choice.
I mean, you always got a choice. You got options.
You got a choice.
You got options.
That's why they move pieces
you
around.
Can't pay. You got to remember, Trey Murphy's getting ready to get a big contract. B.I.'s due for a contract. You're not going to have money to pay those guys.
So you think B.I.'s going to get that contract? Because he was supposed to play like All-NBA or be if he was chosen for All-NBA team because he was banking on himself.
Yeah, but he's still gonna get a lot. He's still gonna get the maximum of what he can get. He may not get those super max because he don't meet those criteria to get a super max. But he's still gonna cost you $40 million a year or $35 million a year, somewhere in there, wherever the number is. He's still gonna cost you that. See, I understand Najee and Jose, but you don't have enough. You don't have money for them.
Mose, listen, I don't think Najee will be extremely expensive. We ain't talking about something. Larry's making $10 million a year for the Pelicans. He's making over $10 million a year.
Do you think they're gonna cut him or move on from Larry?
I don't know if they're gonna cut Larry, but what I'm saying is if it's understanding the cap situation, if the Pelicans, they do have some leverage on their side, they reared this guy, they brung him up. I'm not saying he's not going to get paid, but even if they double his salary and give him a 3-year deal, that's $12 million over 3 years. So that breaks down as annual at $4 million. Is that too expensive for the Pelicans to handle?
Yep. They don't have the money. They gotta pay BI and they gotta pay Trey. You don't have money to give to that guy. And then furthermore, to me, I think Najee's gonna command more money than what you guys thinking right now.
Well, I'm just.
I mean, we don't know what. I mean, because it's the same thing with JV. We don't know what obviously he stated that he wants to stay with the Pelicans. He's like said that for some years now. But
JV gonna have to come back for something like 3 years, 21 million to stay here. I mean,
gonna pay him.
I do want to share
this. That's the way the money works out. I mean, because like I said, you can't pay everybody.
Right. I think we've talked about this before on the show. I think the Valanciunas thing. I think Val is
out here.
I think he's out. I think he's gone. Willie Green is couldn't have been abundantly clearer between the Pacers game and the game. Well, tonight they got him going, but prior to that, after that Pacers matchup, his numbers, all of his minutes went down, and he wasn't very dialed into the game. And how Willie likes to switch it all thing. He loves. He works the hell out of Larry Nance. We talked about that before, and he flipped it up and switched it up tonight because it makes sense that from an IQ standpoint to use Val. Val's not a bum ass center.
No, he's not.
A skill big, knows
but the
how.
problem is the way the game is being played by now. The way the game is being played now, he's being phased out of the game.
But but I'm saying that's not necessarily schematically speaking. There were matchups. There was matchups where we seen the Pelicans where they could have better utilized Valanciunas, right? We've seen that. We talked about that all the time, that he's not being used correctly consistently. Now, there's some games where stylistically he's a mismatch because, he might be an impediment on defense because the team that you're playing against might have an athletic
field day against Detroit.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, like, at times, he's not a bum ass center. Bell is a dude.
Name another center in the league like Valanciunas besides Zubac. With that skill set.
Valanciunas is better than Zubac.
Vujasev is a guy that gets you.
Vujacic can shoot that ball, man, and play facing the basket.
But I'm saying that you talking about skilled bigs that are real fives.
But they don't play. They don't allow them to play the game like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? They want guys to come in. They want guys to be able to protect the rim. They want you to be able to catch the lob. They want you to be able to switch on the perimeter. He can't do any of that stuff.
But Moles, I'm saying I agree with what you're saying, brother. But I'm saying the Pelicans do have different lineups they could utilize. Well, they use Valanciunas in lineups where they've gained success, and there are some teams where he'll have a issue with playing against. Like he'll have.
You don't think a guy like Damian Jones could be valuable to us?
No. That's a low. No, that's a huge difference.
What? Moles, are you his agent? Why are you?
No. I'm just saying when I watched the game,
got to do with this, brother. They got a bunch.
Damian Jones killed us, man, in that Cleveland game, catching lobs and blocking shots. Catching lobs and blocking shots. That's the kind of center he wants. He's just as good as Daniel Gafford. I don't know why he don't get the same kind of burn. And all they do is come set the pick, roll, and catch lobs. That's all they do. And then he can defend. He can block shots. That's what they're looking for.
But you know what though? We don't have that type of point guard that's gonna throw them type of lobs. Like
I agree with that.
For the past few games, we had Herb Jones dishing out lobs, Najee dishing out lobs. Maybe Jose he'll get 1 or 2 in dishing out lobs. We don't have that type of point guard to dish out lobs. So with that being said, I've been looking at these mock drafts for 2024, and they got us drafting a real point guard.
Who? All I'm saying is you got to find a cheaper option at center in order to pay the other guys. You
I don't
can't.
disagree with you on that, Mose. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you on
Yeah,
getting.
I mean everything you're saying, Moses, right? I
It's,
mean, we got to find. It's like just again the direction. Like
Yeah,
we
this,
definitely want to get better.
yeah, this
We
ain't
want
a,
to get stronger.
well,
Um,
this ain't the Oprah Winfrey
we're
show, and you get a million, and you get a million, and you get that ain't how this work. You got those salary caps, so yeah, you got those.
no. I mean, and sometimes it's on a sliding scale because that's what CJ is on. His
And
contract is on a sliding scale, so it kind of depends on how the money's spread out. Because obviously, you can get a bulk of your money at the beginning, or towards the end, depending on how they do the contract. But
yeah, and
I'm
I don't
just
care.
looking at the direction. Look, as far as being that playoff contender, are we trying to and I think really it depends on what happens this year. I
Yeah,
think as far as how far the team goes this year, it's really going to depend on that. As far as like the direction, if they're taking a step back or going steps forward.
yeah. I just know they got to work the money. If it was up, it's not my money. I wish Gail spend it all. you know, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen none of that money. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just think you have to find a competent center at a lower dollar amount. That's the only way you can play the wings because really think about it, man. The NBA are really dominated by wing players, right? So we looking at Herb, right? We looked at Herb and we watch how Herb progressed. We watch how Najee progressed. What happens if Dyson progressed to a guy that's shooting 40% from the 3-point range the way he played defense? Boy, that makes us one hell of a team. And I don't even like Dyson Daniels. But what I've seen how the Pelicans have developed those wings like that, man, and they do a good job of developing the wing players, right? So if the natural step of the natural progression for Dyson is to do what Herb did, right? Okay, become a 40% shooter. Now all of a sudden you got a guy like that coming off the bench that can lock you out and then knock down the open 3-pointer around Zion and Bi, and then he's got length. Everybody always talk about how long the Pelicans are. Man, that's one hell of a team, especially if he can develop into a true point guard. Because this is CJ last contract with me, right? CJ contract kicking with this year. I think it's a 3-year deal. Man, after this, man, I'm getting CJ out of here. He's gonna be 35 years old.
He
Yeah, that's
said
what I'm
he
saying. By
wants
that
to
time,
retire at Pelican.
Who gonna retire Pelicans? Exactly. That's why you have to draft well, because after a certain point, a guy like CJ gonna run out of gas. His game is not based on athleticism anyway, right? So in 2 more years, man, CJ might not be allowed to run me. So, you got to be ready to get him up on out of there, man.
We never seen you run, Mose.
Come on, brother
Here,
Mose.
can you give us
I'm
an
being,
example?
There you go with
I'm
that.
being facetious. I'm being facetious, man. I'm being
There go the
facetious, man.
You need to turn your camera a little bit, so we can see.
there go his carnival.
Man, I'm in my
Okay, all right, Mose.
What's
I'm in
up,
town,
Donald?
man. I'm in my old bedroom out in Brooklyn, visiting my family.
Get them knees up, man.
Hey, what's up, Donald? We got Donald chiming in. Hey, Donald, let me play this for the family members, man. This is what Jimmy Bolt said.
That's what I want to know.
This is what I'm playing for y'all. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear. Here we go.
I remember that. What is he? I gotta see. What is he? I want to hear what he had to say. What is this clown?
Hold on, fam. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Hold on. Get over here.
Man.
Rush it. Yeah, he said something after the matchup about the Pelicans, man. Let me see, find and pull it up here again for me.
They ain't still when they took one. What the hell? I want to hear what Jimmy had to say. Man, come on, man. He said, yeah, I remember that he said he was looking forward to playing us in the game. I said, well, okay, we played the other night. What happened?
Well, he said hold on, I'm gonna find it, fam. I'm gonna get it back up. But yeah, he was basically saying that he still feels that they're better than that the Heat is better than the Pelicans, despite the fact that they were.
That's fine. He can feel. Hey, he can feel. I mean, listen, Miami's historic, of course. You can't take them. I can't. No, I'll never take them from Miami. But the stuff he was saying after the game, when they beat us like the last time I see him, man. Okay, you looking forward to playing this? Well, what happened in this game? You want to show up?
He was talking some shit.
Like, yo, man, what you talking about? Then that's my problem, man. Every time I see you in the playoffs, in the finals, you don't do nothing. Why did you talk? You don't need to talk. Just show up. It drives me
Jimmy
crazy.
got the miles on him too, though, man.
Well, no, well, trust me, Jimmy. I remember when he was young. When he was younger, man, he was good. Now he older. It's like
Yeah, he got the
I
miles
don't know
on
what's
him.
going on. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy, man. But Jimmy been playing a long time, man.
Ain't but
One of my favorite players.
one LeBron James, man. The rest of them cats getting old, man.
Of course, man, all of them old. Are you kidding me? All of them. My favorite player, he already retired, so it ain't even matter to me no more. Well, I mean, I got some Anthony Edwards. That's a grown man. That dude, he taking over. He taking over. This is like that dude. He got it. He don't care what nobody say. You tell us I'm here and what they doing. I play all these games. What they doing? They lacking. They want game manager. I ain't game manager shit. This is me. He's one of my favorite players right now. He little manager right now, Giannis. Hey, he about to take it. I said, dude, you cannot. Why are you missing these games? Hey, come on, man. I was like, I don't like that, man. Stealing money, man.
You know, we're talking about next year, man. We got to get through this year here, man, because I think the Pels can make some noise in the playoffs.
I agree. I totally agree. Devil number 2. That's crazy. Devil in my number 1 seed. Man, that's crazy. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I think they can make some
Yeah,
noise in
man.
the playoffs. You know, BI will be out 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah,
no,
man.
with BI knowing BI, he'll be out 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
hopefully
don't
he'll be
think.
back for the start of the
Well, they'll
playoffs.
probably be back to give him some reps.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing because he needs some reps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think the 2 week mark. You were planning things. My bad.
Let me hear what Jimmy had to say.
Go
Let
ahead,
me
Lex.
hear it.
Man,
I'm here.
No, you can go on and play it.
Yeah,
You can
play
go and play
Jimmy.
it.
Play it.
he ain't saying that. He popping off and hold on. I'm gonna get it up
Yeah,
here.
he said we stole one. We took one.
Knowing how the NBA is played.
I don't know. That's a good question. I hope it added fuel to the fire. That's fine. They had a great game plan. They made shots. They came here and stole one. I'm gonna stick by what
Yeah.
I said. Still the better team. Can't win them all. We should have won that one. We damn sure have.
Well,
Well, tell me this. Why did you not win tonight?
points.
I don't want to hear that.
Hey,
like
you know what? Jimmy
This
Show ain't
that is total BS.
give the Pels no credit though.
Man,
Unlike some people.
Jimmy looks zesty up there, man. Jimmy got some image issues, man.
I've seen. I've been seeing everything. I
Said
see.
he's
I don't know what's
zesty.
going on. I don't know what's going on, man.
Man, you see the picture they put on TV of that
Oh,
man,
trust
man,
me.
ain't no way in the world
I
he look
saw it.
like that, man.
I saw it. I said, man, what the hell? Hey, that's just crazy. Hey, come on, man. But Jimmy talking about they should have won. Well, motherfucker, why did you not win tonight? You couldn't win tonight.
Because he act like a sissy.
So, I'm saying he acting like a sore loser right now. I'm like, yo, man, give the people credit. They had a great game plan. Took about shit. I'm sorry.
He said, "My man, zesty."
Get out of here,
Zesty,
man.
man. Man, them
Come
cats
on,
over
man.
there at the Heat, man. I don't know.
Oh, he don't play. They coach. They serious them, but I don't know what's going on with him.
Man.
What the? Yo, man, cut. Come on, man.
Man, y'all
Give
know
me a break.
Y'all know Jimmy gonna turn that thing up in the playoffs, man.
Well, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? You're right. The reigning defending Eastern Conference champions, but guess what?
Jimmy might not be able to turn that up. Because when you really look at the Heat really don't have no personnel over there, man.
They don't.
Yeah, their best their leading scorer is Tyler Hero. And he comes out.
Oh yeah, I forgot
That's
about him.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Why is he on the bench?
They had a lot of guys out. But I mean Jimmy and Bam were still out there, so
I like Bam, but Bam.
play with what you got.
Hey, listen, Bam can't stop no Joker. That's out. And nobody can stop Joker, but Bam definitely ain't gonna get killing no Joker. That's out. Bam ain't beat no Joker. That's just completely out. Period.
They're not gonna get out the East, man. They got too much heat in the East,
I
man.
don't.
They
I
got
don't. I
lucky
don't. I
last
don't.
year.
I don't hey, it's
I
lucky. You know
mean,
what? Hey,
but
they
you know what,
shit.
Mo?
Yeah.
I mean, they were the 8th seed, man. They were in the play-in. They were the
Hey,
first player
exactly. Yeah, I was
in
just about
the
to say that.
East
They wasn't
to
playing.
come
They
out,
wasn't
and
playing.
they were in the NBA Finals. So, I
Yeah.
mean, can you really say that? Because
Yeah, no, they're
let
gonna
me
be
tell
good
you
Look at the
something.
Eastern
regardless.
Conference. Look at the Eastern
They have,
Conference.
like, when the Heat look like they have no chance of winning, like, when you look
Yeah,
at their
man.
team, they look like they don't have anybody. They
Yeah, they
look like
Yeah.
they don't have enough. But when they start playing these teams, it's like, dang,
that
man,
because
how
that
did they
because
beat the Celtics? How
they
did they
like
beat the
they
Sixers?
I
like
bet you that
performing
don't
under
happen this year.
they like to perform under pressure.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
and some and
Yes.
some and some teams do well, with that. Maybe the
Yeah, no.
pressure needs to be, um, at a high level for them, But
Yeah, I like cool. Hey, but Big Q, I like. Hey, Big Q, I like Orlando though. Orlando's all right. I like what
Oh
Orlando
yeah,
did.
yeah, they're a bad matchup
I
for
like
them.
Orlando. They listen. Yeah, Orlando's good. I
They
like
come in
Orlando.
next week. They
um,
come in next week,
Struggle.
don't they?
We
Oh,
struggle.
yeah,
no. Well, I mean, you know what?
Orlando,
Well, I'm going.
Orlando
Well, I'm
is
going to the Boston game. That's the game I'm going to. But Orlando's good. I can't wait to see Boston because Boston. Look, man. I don't trust those people. I really don't. I don't. Something about Tatum I don't like. I just don't like them. Come on, man. I'm not buying it. They're winning, but I still don't see it. They played the Raiders, the defending champions this year, and got swept in the regular season. Like, come on, man. There's nothing to talk about. If they had and Boston got everything they need to win, and if they don't win, this is a complete cluster. You know what? There is no excuses. This
Oh
is
no,
it.
Boston. Yeah, Boston not winning.
I don't see nobody being them.
Yeah,
To be
no, they
honest
gonna
with
no. What you'll see, brother. They're gonna fall off that
you,
cliff. They're
I,
gonna
don't, I
fall.
like because my thing is well, just Tatum. His contract coming up. I don't think. I mean, listen, if they don't win, I don't see him staying up.
You know, it's gonna be man. Look, the
No, he's
team in
staying
the
there and take
West,
that money, man.
the
yeah,
team in the
that
West,
Hey,
let
Jalen Brown got paid,
that
only
contract.
teams in the
and,
West,
and Brown, yeah,
in the
yeah,
West, in the West, we should be worried about the Nuggets and the
yep.
Suns. And the
That's
Suns, to
oh,
me, I'm still counting the Suns.
I
And
mean that's fair.
then in the East, my tops is I ain't gonna lie, the East kind of tough. I want to say the Bucks, but man, they struggling too, man.
Hey, man, but one thing about the Milwaukee man, they never gonna stop them. They never, but my thing is Giannis, he out to low man. I don't like that. Come on, man. I don't like none of that. I totally disagree with that.
I
Hey,
think,
dude, that's not who you are. You always play the games. Now all of a sudden, now you want low man?
but
Man,
and
I
you
don't
know
like
what?
that.
And you know what's funny? I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I said, man, y'all has been acting a little different lately
Totally,
from,
totally
from,
different. I don't
from
like it.
getting
I
that
don't like his energy.
from getting that coach out of there and all
Man.
that
Well,
stuff.
well, well, that coach, he quit. He
It's almost
quit. That's one thing
time.
about him. He quit. I don't like. He quit. That's his problem, though.
Who?
What is that? Adrian Griffin, he quit. He got mad. I said, bro, you can't quit. You gotta
He
finish your
quit or he
job.
got fired? I think he got
He
fired.
got quit. He quit. That fool quit, man.
So what you
Well,
He
saying?
quit.
there was some turbulence in the locker room, like
Hey, he
when
quit.
a lot of guys, like he lost the locker room.
Of course he did.
But
Of
why
course
did
he
he
did. 'Cause
quit?
I mean,
But if
if
you
he
look,
quit.
the team is against you, what can you do?
Shit. What can you
right?
do? Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't think he quit. They
But
fired him
I don't
because
think he
the
quit.
team didn't want him.
And then if
And
you look at
Damian
the
was struggling in his system as well. So
Hey, but I tell you what, Doc got Damian Lillard playing defense though. And that's the like, and you know what? That's right. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be telling him to play defense. And like, give him
I'm
that. I
not
don't need you to
really,
score. I want
I'm
you to
not
play
really sold
defense.
on Doc just yet.
but Doc ain't show
Shit.
yeah, Doc ain't doing nothing, man. He ain't
Hey,
doing nothing.
we know Doc's
Hey,
history.
well, I know Doc is hey, and you know what? Doc got over 1,000 wins. And he only got what top 10 all time in coaching wins. He like over 1,000 wins. So they got coaches in the top 10. I can't even stand to be honest with you because they lost a lot of championships because of their ego. I don't even want to bring it up because one of them right now he really got me ticked off, and he's still living and he's sick right now.
Well, y'all go ahead on and make your final comments, and because the cutoff is at 11:30, so y'all go
Oh,
ahead
really?
on
Okay.
comments.
Appreciate it, DJ.
Look at Sacramento. Sacramento right there, they didn't play. That's crazy. The Phoenix Suns in the plan. That's crazy. I'm not worried about no Lakers and I'm not worried about the Warriors. They should scratch their ass out. Don't like dirt. I'll trust the Warriors over the Lakers though. But that's it on there. Minnesota.
Let
Yeah.
me not to cut you off, brother Don. Let me pose a question right quick because we got 5 minutes. We got a hard cutoff time for 11:30. I won't be able to get everybody's commentaries before we skedaddle. Hey, question from the family. First of all, shout out to the fam, man, in the building. Y'all do me a service. Hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, press on that thing. Hit the subscribe button, and also feel free to share the show. Family members listening via Twitter, please feel free to X, whatever you want to call it. Hit the retweet button. Let me ask you guys this question, and it was shout out to Corey, man, for posing it. And let me see, brother Dan asking, did Lex give Willie some credit? Yes, brother Dan.
No, I don't give any credit. No, I don't. No, I do not.
Lex, you gave him. I'm saying you gave.
I don't like. I'm not with the credit. I'm not with it because Jimmy Show didn't give us no credit. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all hear him? No, he didn't give no credit.
Jimmy is still losing.
No.
Jimmy's a sore loser.
But he was recognized. He was recognized on tonight for his move by keeping JV in.
Oh, he was recognized.
Good move over Larry, and I know that was a whole lot for him. Oh, he had to get deep in the depths of his belly to make that move. Oh, that was fight. That was that fire inside of him to leave JV up in the game.
So hold on, Lex. Hold on. So it's not credit, it's recognition. Is that what's going on? That's the right word.
Yeah, he's recognized for tonight. We still need to see consistency because let me tell you something. We still got OKC coming up and Boston, and Phoenix, and the Bucks.
Yes.
We got work to do.
Orlando, yes.
That's because it's not easy. It gets harder.
But we ain't giving no credit. No credit.
Not giving any credit around here.
No.
Nope. Hell no.
Bump that credit. You know what I'm saying? We got cash.
That's right.
Oh, boy, Lex went off just now, didn't she? You went the hell off, man. All right, so listen, but we got about 3 minutes left. Realistic playoff run. Shout out to Corey. What's a realistic playoff run for the Pelicans? Quickly, fam. What y'all commentary on this? Is I believe a conference appearance if we get sorting teams. So that's a difficult one for me because of the Pelicans are on code when they do what they're supposed to do, man. It's very few teams that can play with the Pelicans when they're on code. But what do you guys think? What's a realistic playoff run for the Pelicans? What you think, Lex?
Well, if the matchup stays the way that it is, I mean, definitely, I feel like they can most definitely get out first round with no problems. And with second round, well, actually, that would be kind of because that wouldn't be be hard. Can you show that bracket thing again, please? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we would be playing whoever, if we beat the Clippers, be playing between the 8 seed and the Thunder. Dang. Can't even solidify that either. Let's see. Ooh. Depending on the matchup, I mean, I feel like they can get anybody, but I guess it's about matchups. That's what the playoffs is about. No, I think they could. I think they could get out advance to in the second round.
I don't care what nobody say. I just need if the playoffs was to start today, I'm gonna need the Kings to beat the Suns.
All right, brother Don, what you think, bro? How far you think they can go?
Yeah, my bad, y'all. Shoot.
Look at the West Conference Finals.
What's the bracket we looking at? That's if it was to start today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it starts
They
right
can beat
now,
the Clippers. They can beat the Clippers.
We
yeah,
could
they
beat
can
the
definitely beat the Clippers
Okay,
because
and
we
then
got them
we'll
like 3-1.
and then we move will we move to the left?
Yeah, we'll
No,
probably be.
we'll
Yeah,
play the
We
winner
move.
of the first seed and the A seed, the winner
yeah.
of that.
It'll be
Oh
Oklahoma City.
shoot, man.
And
It look
so
Oklahoma.
like
That'd be a matchup right there.
the AC would be between the Suns and the Kings. So the Thunder
shoot with
versus
that, man. We can
Suns.
make it to the conference finals.
That's
Yeah,
what I said. That's what I'm saying. We can make
yeah.
the conference finals.
Mhm.
That's no secret. Now Denver, that's a totally different. You don't want to go against Denver. Denver, man, good luck.
Yeah, if we stay where we are, or if we in the 4th seed,
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Either way,
there's
we still gonna be we still gonna be playing the Clippers. Either way, look like.
yeah.
And the Clippers, well, good luck. Well, hey, I don't trust the Clippers because of James Harden. That's the only reason why. If James Harden on that team, it'd be a totally different story. But they got that dude on them, man. I'm not even buying what they do, man.
Are you saying you
Come on,
scared
man.
of James? You kind of scared of
No,
Well,
James?
I'm not scared of James Harden. Are you crazy?
Oh.
AKA Mr. Choker? Are you crazy?
one
Joker?
thing that changed the complexity of their team though is Russ.
Yeah. Westbrook, thank you, Westbrook.
Russ being
Oh,
down,
God. Oh,
yeah,
man.
because he comes in and changes the pace. Like he's really been that Bobby Jackson for their team. Like when he comes
Bobby
Man,
in,
Jackson.
that
yeah,
dude, man, I know about it, man.
yeah, I like
I
him
know
too.
about it.
But
God.
yeah, he like with him being out, that's really changed the complexity of their bench, their depth,
Yep.
like everything, the pace of the game, because he comes in and changes up that pace, and
Yep.
he's really on attack mode. So
Yep.
I don't know when or if he is coming back.
Westbrook,
I guess it depends on because I don't know if he'll be around for the first round.
Yeah.
man.
I
And I
think they
think
said
if we
it.
Westbrook's
play,
crazy, man.
if we end up, I think if we end up playing the Thunder, the factor that the X factor in that series that would dictate whether the Thunder can beat us or not, it'll be a Chet home run.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
If Chet, and I think so because I mean, outside of him, there's nobody can guard Z. But if you got him shutting shit down in the
I mean,
paint,
he
then
can't guard him either.
That's
Chet
my
that's
is
what I'm
point.
saying.
I mean, didn't
But at the
Jokic
same,
basically told him, like, dude, you need some meat on your bones. You need to be
Exactly.
yeah,
Correct. Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
but
Barbecue
you can
chicken.
move him.
Barbecue chicken.
yeah, but we shall see,
Yeah.
man. Chat's still pretty good, man. So we
Yeah,
shall
he
see.
is, but the thing is that trust me, he has cons about his game and he's skinny.
Yeah.
He
He
like
don't have
200
no
pounds.
muscle around him.
I feel you. I believe him. I believe in Z, y'all. But we'll see, man. You
Shit.
know, they're a
Now,
good team. They're a
we
pretty
can't
good
forget
team.
about
So
Dallas. Yeah, watch out for Dallas, bro.
I'm not.
That team, that man.
I'm not worried about
One
that.
thing I know about Dallas is they got that guy and that dude, man. Something wrong
Oh,
with
Luca.
him.
Who?
Something wrong with him, man. Something wrong with that
Luca.
dude, man.
You
Yeah,
talking about
that's my
Luka?
point. Good old Luca. Oh, that's something
Man,
wrong with him, man.
Oh,
Man,
Love worrying about that talent.
Luka's cool, but a lot
that
of
dude.
ex players have said that with his style of play, he's not going to win a
Oh, that's
championship.
correct. Yeah, no, correct.
nah,
It's just like
nah,
James Harden.
nah,
He
he'll
don't
win
move the
one.
ball.
Yeah, it is.
He don't
Nah,
move the
Yes,
ball.
he'll
you
win
He don't
one.
said it
move the ball.
perfectly.
He does not move the ball. That's the one thing I
Yeah,
get
He'll
with
win
that
one
dude. Like
though.
he does not move the
like he
ball. He
does
has
it
to
too
move the
much,
ball.
and he dumbs everybody's game down where it's like you're totally reliant on him. And let
You
me
can't
tell you
rely.
something.
It's crazy.
Herb Jones, man. Herb Jones locked Luka up. So
Man, Herb got
I mean,
everybody. He lock up anybody. He don't even matter anymore.
yeah, I
I
know, but
saw
I'm
him.
just saying, like, I'm not really
That's
concerned when
man.
we're playing deep. When we're playing the way that we should be playing, it's hard to stop this team.
Yes,
It's
very
hard to
hard.
stop. It's like but we have to play to all of our strengths and
Yes.
play like we know how to play. The only concern that I have, and I've said this many a
Yeah,
times,
look at Jimmy,
is
man.
the
Oh, come on,
adjustments
man.
and the strategies of Willie Green.
No,
He's
that's what the correct. Thank you. I'm so glad you said it. His strategy is off.
yeah,
Like, I'm not buying. I'm not buying. Listen, man, you
because
cutting
Willie
Valanciunas mess.
ain't
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait a minute, man. You you're playing Larry. Larry ain't over center. You got power forward. Okay, if you can switch it, but hey, look, I want look, yo, man. Like, he not big enough. I want Valanciunas in the 30 minutes a game. I know when he averaged. I know when he get 30 minutes, he averaged 18 and 12. Cause I've seen it. This dude can play. Y'all just not playing this dude. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just, come on. Are you kidding me? I got to play through 14, 15 minutes a game. Are you all right, man? Come on, stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Don. My boss down on the effect, y'all. All right,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, man. It's total BS, completely, straight up.
all right. So let's get ready.
Talking about Willie Green's boy like that. Come on now. That's his
Come
boy.
on, man.
Lex gives him recognition. I think the man was asking about Lex. All right, we'll even get her fired up, man. That Willie Green gets her fired up when you talking about Willie Green.
No, hey, come on, man. Look, I've been saying it all year, man. Look, and I asked the question on last night.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody feel that Willie Green has at any point this season outcoached?
How about tonight?
Outcoached. No, she ain't better than supposed to.
Tonight, Lex.
Tonight.
Tonight, I got an answer for you tonight.
Wasn't tonight a blowout?
That was a blowout.
It was a blowout. No,
but that was spurred. But
beat Spoelstra in a close game.
I'm still gonna ask the question. What coach Spoelstra?
I don't think it was out coaching though.
Oh, it wasn't. No out coaching tonight.
Hey, look, I gave him recognition, Big Kid. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Look, you still got to see consistency.
Let me ask you this, Lex. Hold on. Let me ask you this, Lex. Do you give Willie Green praise tonight?
Praise. Oh, Lord.
Recognition. I mean, what's the difference? Well, you gonna change the word? Do you give him props?
Yeah, I was going.
You give him kudos?
Do you give him props?
Give him honor?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lex, do you give Willie props?
Bow to him? You know what I'm saying? What? I mean, why are you changing the word? It means the same thing. I just don't like that credit word. Okay?
Oh man,
I don't
yes,
like that credit word. He better go somewhere with that credit word. He always gives everybody credit. No, chicken, you need to coach better. That's what
thank you. I totally agree with that. He got more talent and got worse. That's not supposed to be like that.
Yes, he does.
That's
better
my problem.
With less.
Listen. I never. I'll be telling him, like, wait a minute. He older now, but you telling me that Byron Scott could do good with this team? When he had it when he was here before. You telling me he could do good with this team? Man, get out of here. Stop it.
I mean, you know what? I often think about, like, if you have more experienced coaches that would take the position of the Pelicans, how far the Pelicans
Budenhauser?
Paul Silas.
That's the number one guy right there. That sounds like, man, if you had Coach Bud, do you not realize how far this team will go? But it's just like I said, man, it's it's interesting because how far the Pelicans go is really based on Willie Green and his usage of the team and kind of iron out things and everything. But they're playing really well, man, tonight. I don't know if I could say he outcoached him. I'm just kind of with Lex on that. But listen.
I mean, shots were dropping. Shots were dropping. I think the fact that Jimmy Butler, he fueled, Najee and Jose. They came out with they had something to prove on tonight. CJ's been needing a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've been winning, but CJ has not been playing too well. He played well on both ends of the floor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he really did. He stayed in front of his man. He was making the right reads on defense. There were a couple of plays where he was doing too much dribbling, but he did, his shooting was on tonight, and we needed that. Trey did his thing. Herb was Herb tonight. JV, he was allowed to stay in the game, because, I mean, he was a total mismatch. There was nobody to guard that man. It was right for him to keep him out there. You have to do that. You have to understand where the mismatch is, where your punch, where you can counter the punch. And they did that in the second half, which is something that usually is delayed. But I'm so glad he left JV in there because it seems like it's the battle between Larry Nance and Jonas Valanciunas, and it shouldn't be that way.
I totally agree with that. I'm like, wait a minute, this dude's bigger taller than this dude, but offensive game out of nowhere. He picking this dude. He's see the what 6'7", 6'8". This dude, I think 7 foot, 207 pounds. Give me this dude, man. Give him the ball. I know effect. When I give him the rock, he gonna show up. He gonna play with effort. He gonna play with intensity. Larry he gonna do the same thing, but Larry stay hurt. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? Give me a break.
No, give him credit.
I know, man.
There is no credit. There ain't no credit. What, they get my credit?
No credit. I got you. All right, fam. Listen, we're gonna get out here, man. I hope y'all had fun
Yeah,
tonight,
but
man.
I gotta give me look, not tonight. Look, hey, look, you know what? Thank you, Big Q, man. Look, I'm gonna get out of here to my house. I think it's a business. Hey, look, it's Friday, man. We gotta get out of here, man.
All right, Tom. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in tonight, man. Y'all hit the like button and feel free to share the show. If you're not a subscriber, smash the subscribe button, man. We had fun. Pelicans smashed down on the Miami Heat. They get the revenge that we really need. 111-88, really good. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. DJ, man, are you still there? You can take us on out.
Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, wait. With that being said, if anybody talk about our Pelicans, you tell them in a CJ voice to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
Hey, can we hear the Jamaican version?
Go ahead, Lex. Go ahead, Lex.
I was asking DJ.
Get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
Dang, where's DC when you need him?
Shout
so
out
he
DC,
can do it in
man.
his
Shout
man
out
band.
DC.
Oh, my goodness.
Bro, if you're listening, bro, we miss you.
Yeah, he listening, man. DJ, he monitors the stream, man. So he take care of his baby. Shout out to my dog, man.
Yeah, kudos, DC. Kudos. And your premiere.
They trying to make it.
I told
DC to make his premiere first round of the playoffs.
Right, that's right, brother. You know, I told him, I said, you know what, DC brother, I know you got a lot. You got the baby, brother. Movie came out, so man, I know you're busy, brother. So big things happen for DC. So much love to the fam. We're gonna holler at y'all on the next one. We'll be back on the recap of the Pelicans matchup against the Pistons. Take all the damn oil out of their car. Much love.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description.